Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachelle. Today I am back with another book video because I absolutely love making book videos. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour readathon. I haven't done a 24-hour readathon in a really long time. I think the last time I did it was like earlier this year. I think it was like February. So yeah, it's been a while. So of course it is time to do it again. And I thought right now would be the perfect time because I am quite behind on my August TBR. There is like a week and a half left of August. And for this month, I have set aside 5 books to read, and so far I've only read about 2.5. So I thought it would be perfect to do a 24-hour readathon now because I need to catch up on my August TBR. The first book I want to read in this 24-hour readathon is The Final Gambit. This is the 3rd book in the Inheritance Game series. I'm currently 211 pages into this book. In this reading vlog, I really just want to finish this book. It has actually taken me quite a bit of time to read this book. This entire series is a very fast-paced series and it reads really fast, and I actually flew through the first 2 books, but unfortunately for this book, it has taken me a bit of time. I think I started this book 6 or 7 days ago, which is actually a long time for me because when I read the first 2 books of this series, I think I read those 2 books in about 3 days. So in this 24-hour readathon, I definitely think I can finish this book and then start a new book. I don't know what that book is yet, but I do have a couple options. The first option I have is The End of Her by Shari Lapina. This is of course a mystery thriller novel. I honestly don't know what this book is about yet, but I read Shari Lapina's other book, The Couple Next Door, and I absolutely loved it. So of course it was absolutely necessary that I got another one of her books and gave it a try. The other book option I have is 7 Days in June, and this is a romance. I believe the trope of this book is second chances, and I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I know this book has the month June in the title and I should probably read it in June, but let's be real, I don't think I can wait until next June to read this book because I'm really excited to read this story. Yeah, so I definitely think we have 2 really great options here. In an ideal situation, I will read both of these books and finish The Final Gambit, but I know myself and I know I'm a really slow reader, so I guess once I finish The Final Gambit, if I'm in a mystery thriller mood, I will pick up The End of Her, but if I'm in a romance mood, I will pick up 7 Days in June. I'm just gonna decide in the moment what genre I'm feeling. Something that is essential in helping me stay awake during this 24-hour readathon is coffee. I'm gonna need lots of it, so let me introduce you to Javy, who is the sponsor of today's video. With Javy, making coffee just got easier, and it only takes seconds to make coffee that tastes really good. Their coffee concentrate is incredibly convenient. It only takes 1 cup of milk of your choice and 1 teaspoon of Javy to make your coffee. It's that simple, and like I said, it only takes seconds. So if you are running late and you need your coffee, you can still have it. I absolutely love how quick and easy it is to make coffee with Javy, especially for those days when I have work early in the morning and I'd really like to sleep in as much as possible. Javy Coffee Concentrate is incredibly versatile because you can make your coffee hot or cold. I especially love using Javy to make my iced coffee because I'm not gonna lie, it's quite a challenge to make it at home. If I were to brew K-cup coffee over ice, the coffee is still hot and it'll melt the ice immediately. And still, the coffee isn't cold after brewing, it's warm. With Javy though, I can make the perfect iced coffee at home and I no longer have to run to Starbucks or Tim Hortons to get myself one. Did I also mention that Javy's coffee concentrate is also very affordable? It costs less than K-cups and definitely less than store-bought coffee. I want to show you guys my favorite Javy recipes. The first one is just a regular cup of hot coffee. You know, some days that's all I really need. All I do to make it is pour 1 cup of hot milk into a mug, add 1 teaspoon of Javy, and then I mix. The second recipe I love is a cinnamon almond milk shakerado. To make it, I'm first adding 1.5 cups of almond milk, 1 teaspoon of Javy, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon to a cocktail shaker, and then I shake and serve with ice. I just love how there's a subtle cinnamon taste with the coffee. It is just so refreshing and it is perfect for those days where the weather is hot outside. Each bottle of Javy comes with this recipe booklet with so many recipes to choose from. Each bottle of Javy is approximately 35 servings, which is actually kind of amazing because there are a lot of recipes, so you can make lots of coffees and try them all. What's amazing about Javy Coffee Concentrate is that it is gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, and it is ethically sourced. So if you want to give Javy a try, I will have my link in the description box below, and you can also get 20% off your order with my code Rachelle21989. Thank you Javy for sponsoring this video, and without further ado, let's get into this 24-hour readathon. Hello guys, I decided to start this 24-hour readathon at midnight. So I just took a 3-hour nap and woke up a little bit before midnight, but it is now midnight, so I'm gonna start the 24-hour readathon. Let's do this.
You say that everything is okay, 'cause you're coming back, you're coming my way. You don't Don't know.
Okay guys, so I am now an hour and 27 minutes into this 24-hour readathon. I am currently on page 270. I thought I would tell you a little bit about my thoughts on this book so far. This book, The Final Gambit, actually reads a little different than the first two books in the series. The first two books were full of secrets, riddles, and games, and the book had very short chapters, and it definitely helped make the pacing of the book very fast. Yes, this book is definitely still full with riddles, secrets, and games, but I have to say the pacing of this book definitely feels a little bit slower than the first two books. I guess what I'm trying to say is that once Avery and the gang hit a wall with one of the clues they were following, another lead would immediately come up and they would start following that instead. This book still has a bit of that, but the adventures they have when they're following these leads in this book just seem less exhilarating and exciting. In the first two books, it just felt like the adventures were really big and the places they would go to follow them were kind of crazy. But in this book, their adventures for the most part centered around the mansion. Staying within the mansion just felt less exciting to me, and that's why it feels like a slower read to me. I am enjoying this book, but the energy just isn't the same as the first two books in my opinion. I just got to a point in this book where I'm like actually shocked. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give you guys spoilers, but something happened. It turns out this character we came to trust could not be trusted, and I definitely did not expect that at all. Okay guys, I just finished The Final Gambit, and I of course had some thoughts to share with you guys. I stand by what I said earlier when I said that this book was slow in the beginning. The pace of the book only started picking up 250 pages into the book, I'd say. The second half of the book was an easier and faster read than the first half of the book, and honestly I think if I wasn't already invested in this series from reading the first and second book, this book would have definitely been a lot harder to read. But I definitely will say that I did enjoy reading this book. I really liked where the story went. It wasn't mind-blowing in any way, like I was shocked at some points, but the ending just felt like a really nice way to tie everything together. It felt like it was closing this world in Avery's story. Although I guess I'm a little confused though, because there's a fourth book in the series. I'm not sure what it's about, but I guess that means this story goes on, even though reading this book felt like a really nice goodbye to this entire series. I also have to say that this book, it definitely focused a lot more on developing the characters. The first two books were mainly mystery and adventures. This book also had the mystery and adventures, but we got to know the characters a lot better and we got to see their weaknesses and their strengths. And I guess I really like that about this book because I love character development in stories. I also really liked how we got to see the romance develop and flourish a little bit more in this book. The romance in the first book was hardly there. It grew in the second book, but in this book it was definitely there and I love to see it. One character I do not like in this book is Tobias Hawthorne. I mean, his character is the reason why we have this story, but this book was just very revealing about his character, and I didn't like what I read about him. He's just not a good person. But yeah, those are all my thoughts on this book that I have at the top of my head. I did really enjoy reading this book, but I didn't love it as much as I loved the first and second book, so I am giving this a 3.75 star rating. Anyways guys, it is almost 5 a.m. now. I'm actually getting kind of sleepy. I definitely think I need a couple hours of sleep before I start a new book, because if I were to start one now, I don't think I can properly retain the story. So I'm gonna pause the timer right now. I will see you guys in a few hours. Good morning guys, I am now up early in the morning, and of course I'm starting my morning with iced coffee. I made this using Javy and I absolutely love it. Anyways, you know that I finished The Final Gambit, so we're on to the second book of this reading vlog. The choices we've got are a romance, which is 7 Days in June, and then we've also got a mystery thriller, which is titled The End of Her. Not gonna lie, I thought I was gonna pick up this book in this readathon, but considering that I just finished the mystery, I really don't want to read another mystery right now, so I think I'm gonna pick up 7 Days in June. Eva Mercy is a single mom and best-selling erotica writer who is feeling pressed from all sides. Shane is a reclusive award-winning novelist who, to everyone's surprise, shows up in New York. When Shane and Eva meet unexpectedly at a black literary event, sparks fly. But what no one knows is that 15 years earlier, teenage Eva and Shane spent one crazy, torrid week madly in love and have been secretly writing to each other in their books ever since. Over the next 7 days, amidst the steamy Brooklyn summer, Eva and Shane reconnect, but Eva is worried of the man who broke her heart. Before Shane disappears again, she needs a few questions answered. This is the second chance romance, and I'm so excited to see where the story goes for these two characters. So let's just get into reading it. Okay guys, so we are a little over 8 hours through this readathon. I'm currently on page 46 of this book, so I wanted to share with you guys my initial thoughts so far. The title of the book already tells us this, but this book takes place over the span of 7 days. It starts on Sunday and I'm assuming it will end on Saturday. I've met the two main characters, Eva and Shane, and I have to say I like how the author doesn't shy away from flawed characters. Both Eva and Shane are flawed individuals. Eva is a single mother and she suffers from a health condition, and her pain affects every part of her life. Shane, on the other hand, is a recovering addict who spent time in prison, but he's clean now and he's taking a little break from writing to teach underprivileged kids. I absolutely love reading about flawed characters in books because I feel like the characters just have so much more depth to them. I haven't gotten to the part where Eva and Shane meet again for the first time in years, but Shane is currently on his way to New York because he's a presenter at the Liddy Awards, but you know he's really not going only for the event. He's going to see Eva too. I don't know what happened to the two of them years ago yet, but I really want to know because of the last page I just read. Just listen to this. The news Shane didn't love and then vanished. That was what he'd done to her. Shane didn't want or deserve anything from her, and he hated the idea of disrupting her life and dredging up the past, but he had to explain what he couldn't before. To his credit, he knew this was a terrible idea. To his discredit, he was doing it anyway. Doesn't that sound intriguing? Like, I actually have so many questions. Anyways, right now I'm gonna go make myself some food and then I'm gonna continue reading this book later on.
That's how you throw it on away in a small town. Everybody's talking cause they know now. Everybody's talking cause they know now. And it's a slow burn, playing in your mind like a rerun. I've been trying to hide it but I can't.
I am now 12 hours and 7 minutes in. I just realized that this book alternates between timelines. I just got really confused and I just wasn't sure what was happening early on in the book. Basically, Eva also goes by the name Genevieve. Genevieve was her given name and she later on changed her name to Eva. And I was confused because up until this point, I thought Eva and Genevieve were two completely different people. Anyways though, it is so obvious that Shane is in love with Eva. Because in Eva's book, Cursed, she has two main characters and their names are Sebastian and Gia. And Eva has this letter S tattoo on her wrist, and that stands for Sebastian. And Shane has a tattoo of a letter G, and his tattoo is also on his wrist in the same spot where Eva has her S tattoo. If you're permanently marking your body like that, that is love right there. I just think the whole tattoo thing is so cute. But despite having those tattoos though, where I'm at right now in this book, Eva and Shane aren't on very good terms with each other, and that's because they are slowly rehashing the past. And I now have a small inkling to what Shane did to Eva, and let me tell you, it is some piping hot tea. I mean, I would be furious myself if I was in Eva's position. It is so much later now. I am on page 170 of this book. I'm so tired, I really could use some sleep. Anyway, I mentioned earlier on that Eve and Shane are both very flawed characters. We get to experience their personal struggles along with the tension between the two of them. It just feels like this book parallels real life because I'm sure that everyone has various struggles coming at them from different directions. I also really liked how we got to see the characters' growth from past to present, especially Shane because he changed a lot. He's a teacher now, and if I can remember correctly, he actually said he enjoys teaching more than writing. And that was a little bit shocking to me. But I do have to say that Shane is actually really great with the kids. Another thing I just wanted to talk to you guys about is Eva's daughter, Audrey. She's 12 years old, but reading about her thoughts and her actions in this book, she just seems so much more mature than a 12-year-old. It kind of feels like there's a 22-year-old woman stuck in a 12-year-old body. And I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I don't know, I just think a 12-year-old should be a 12-year-old. You definitely need to have those childhood moments before you grow up. Hi guys, it is a little bit later. Something in this book was just revealed and I did not expect it, and something I said early on in this reading vlog was proven wrong. Do you remember when I said that Eva had this S tattoo on her wrist and Shane had this G tattoo on his wrist? Well, first of all, they're not really tattoos. They may look like them, but they are actually carvings. They actually took a knife to their wrist and carved out the letters. And the second thing that I was wrong about is that the letters, they don't stand for the character's name in Eva's book, Cursed. I'm not gonna tell you guys what was just revealed to me because those are spoilers, but oh my god, I really did not expect to read that. Anyways, I am now 19 hours and 14 minutes into this reading vlog, but I think I'm gonna stop it here. I'm at the point where I literally don't think I can comprehend any more words and I really need sleep. I'm just going to finish this 24-hour readathon vlog when I wake up tomorrow morning.
Spring is the season that wakes me alive, and fall is the season to contemplate life. Oh, yeah.
I woke up this morning and literally immediately picked up this book to start reading. So we are currently 21 hours and 55 minutes into this readathon. We are almost there to 24 hours. So I thought I would give you a little update of where I am in this book. Reading more of this book, I thought I would have gotten used to Audrey's personality by now, but I haven't. It just doesn't sit well with me how mature Audrey is. Eva and Audrey are best friends, and I understand in some situations your mom could be your best friend and vice versa, but it seems like Audrey thinks she is entitled to know everything in her mom's life because they are best friends. For example, her past or the status of her romantic relationships. Stuff you would normally tell your best friend who is usually around the same age as you. But let's not forget the fact that Audrey is 12, and at her age, she really shouldn't know some of these things. Not yet, at least. So it's a little weird and jarring to me. Hello friends, it is so much later now. It is currently 10 p.m. and I want to finish the last 2 hours of my 24-hour readathon now. I honestly don't think I'm gonna finish this book though. I think I'm gonna get pretty close to finishing it, but I'm not gonna finish it completely. So let's just see how much more I can read in the next 2 hours. Okay guys, I'm exactly 24 hours into this reading vlog, and of course that officially means that it is the end of this readathon. I am 267 pages into this book. Before I end this video, I just want to share with you guys some final thoughts of what I think of this book so far. Earlier in this book, when we were getting some idea of what Shane did to Eva so many years ago, it made Shane seem like a bad person and someone you wouldn't want to like. But towards the end, we actually find out what really happened between Eva and Shane so many years ago, and oh my god, I really wasn't expecting that. And it actually made me like Shane's character a little more. I think I only have about like 70 pages left of this book, so I feel like I'm far enough in the book to be able to say this. And what I wanted to say is that this is not a swoony romance. I actually went into this book thinking that I would get that, but I didn't. It was a little bit of a letdown for me. I guess I just didn't expect to read such a realistic depiction of romance and relationships and all the traumas someone might encounter and how that factors into their relationship. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video though. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel while you're at it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Pull the key out the ignition. Run your mouth but I never listen. You hold me back, will never last. Keep talking all your shit. Wondering how all this started. You left me broken hearted. You flip my words, yeah, this love hurts. Keep talking all your shit.